Welcoming you back to my channel. This is day 26 of the Lifetime Burn Meditation. I'm feeling quite keen to get on and make some videos. I recently made one about experiencing different places, and I wanted to clarify something about the terminology I used when I said non-local experiencing in exchange with non-location experiencing. Now, these are terms that you use interchangeably, and it essentially means when you have an experience that is a memory or an imagination or of somewhere else, you're having an experience which is different to your immediate surrounds. And I can put this as a label of non-local, as in non-here, or location, which is not the location that you are, even though it is a location of somewhere else. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready to have some up-and-coming videos about insanity, the different levels of insanity. One is a unconscious affliction, one is a positive pronunciation, and one is an edge of exploration. And there are many things that insanity has as an application for self-understanding, of self-awareness. And this is very much a part of the burn meditation because there is something insane about the burn meditation, yes? When you go deeply into the burn meditation, you will find the edge of insanity. You will find that there's something very much nebulous so far as that it can become unsettling sort of thing. So that's coming up, and I've also probably going to finally bring myself to call out Leo and talk about his videos. And I'm also very happy to see that I've reached 112 subscribers today. So thank you very much for your support, and I am looking to expand my channel. I am looking to continue this on, and to do that, I need your help with engagement. That means clicking the like button and leaving a comment on whatever video that you've got. And I do respond to every video, to every comment, usually in videos. Like if someone leaves a large comment, then I respond as talking to the comment. So keep them coming. I'm always happy to read them. So in the news today, I actually saw on the internet somewhere that in a particular country, the price of petrol was at 1.5 cents per litre. Yes, you heard that right. 1.5 cents. That means that for 100 litres of petrol, it would cost you $1.50. And that is while in a lot of US cities, the price of petrol is at $5 a gallon. And here in Australia, it's been as high as $2-something a litre. And that's for the cheap stuff, not the premium stuff. Premium has been as high as almost $3. Now, in that same country where petrol was 1.5 cents per litre, water was $8 a litre. And that is for bottled water, where there's only bottled water. Yep, so there's not such thing as tap water, right? You can't even get tap water in this country. So the country in question, of course, is Iran. And there's a war going on there at the moment because of Trumpism and the horrors that he has caused. And of course, we still have the war in Ukraine between Russia and Ukraine, and that's very, very much a crime against humanity from all persons involved. So we're also seeing the continued corruption of Donald Trump, and I saw on the internet somewhere that he had another whole, like I smile and I laugh at it, but it's actually very horrifying. But he had a whole thing of pardons, all of these people who have been done for fraud to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. And someone I saw the other day had made up a list of all of the billions of dollars that had been wiped out from reparations for fraud convictions. So these are the people that have committed fraud and then been convicted and told to pay back the money. Trump has then come and pardoned them, and so they no longer have to pay back the money, and in fact they get to keep the money that they made from the fraud. And in a lot of these cases, they're actually starting a new venture, a new fraud system, a new startup. So this is the age we live in. This is the time that we live in. And what can we do about it? Well, what we do about it is we burn, we meditate, we create our island, we create our community. You change the world by first changing yourself. You recognize the anger within you that responds to these corrupt politicians, these corrupt war criminals, these fraudsters, and in many cases, these are pedophiles as well. So consider what we're doing here as building a community and building an island where we look at things with intelligence. We work on our emotions, we work on our state of mind, and we do this consciously. Yes, it's okay to respond to what's happening in the world. It's okay to see that, yes, there's evil people out there, but we also have to see, okay, now what exactly am I saying about this? What am I feeling about this? Where does this anger and this outrage sit within me? Not that we're doing away with it. Okay to feel outrage, perfectly natural and probably correct to feel outrage and anger. But how does it fit and how does it pass? Does it linger or does it pass? And what physical sensations does it have in the body? How does my physical body react? Is it in the belly or is it in the chest? Is it in the palms of my hand or is it in my hands or is it in my breathing? And what sort of movements does my body do? What sort of action do I take in response to these feelings? And really, when we burn, we embrace all feelings and we even can turn up the feelings. Yeah, this is the fundamental thing about the burn meditation. In traditional meditation, what you do is you sit down and you wait and you watch and you let the feelings come in their own time and you let them pass in their own time. In the burn meditation, we're sort of turning up the volume in that we sit down and instead of waiting, we actually bring the feeling. We actually say, I'm going to go into this anger or this outrage or even this beauty or this love or this determination. And really, anger transforms into determination, which transforms into empowerment, which then transforms into love and beauty. Yeah. So we sit down and we say, I'm going to consciously go into this and bring it up and I'm going to act it out and feel it out and I'm going to feel it more intensely. And then I'm going to see what happens after that and process it afterwards. Process the experience of the afterward. When you have an intense experience, there's something very powerful to be saying, okay, what if I make it even more intense? When you have an emotion, you say, what if I take this on even more? Now, this is very counterintuitive because a lot of the time when we have negative emotions, our whole thing of physical and intentional being is saying, no, don't have that feeling. Push it aside, get away from it as quickly as possible, avoid it. Yeah, there's a repression there. Emotional repression is very much a part of human consciousness. We do whatever we can to not have that feeling. And so to turn this around and say, okay, how do I have this feeling consciously and more intensely and sort of flip that, and your whole relationship to the emotion changes. Your whole experience of the emotion changes. It flows very differently and you see how it passes. And the other thing is that you're conscious of the moment the feeling disappears. You're conscious of the moment that emotion stops or that emotion changes into something new. Now, when we repress an emotion, we don't have that. We don't get that. Because we're off onto the next thing. We're often distracting. We're often still having it there knocking at the door. Yeah, if the emotion is still knocking at the door, still saying, I need to be experienced properly, then you haven't quite let it have its say, and then it's going to keep doing that until it's had its say. Okay, more videos coming up. This is the Lifetime Burn Meditation Daily Update. Please do subscribe, and we'll be up very soon with the next ones.